Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing you've spent your whole life playing small, hiding your gifts, dimming your light, and settling for enough when you were born for greatness. What if I told you that everything holding you back isn't real, and that the life you've been dreaming of is waiting, right on the other side of fear, hesitation, and doubt? Today, we're going to shatter those limits and step into the power you were born to claim. Let's dive deep into the first key point. Recognizing that your limitations are self-imposed. Most people walk through life carrying invisible chains, convinced that the barriers in front of them are real, immovable, and permanent. They believe they don't have what it takes, that opportunities are reserved for someone else, or that life is somehow designed to hold them back. But the truth is, those walls are built from thoughts, beliefs, and fears that have no real power except the power we give them. Every I can't, every it's impossible, every excuse you tell yourself is a brick in that wall. And until you recognize that you've built it, you will continue to live inside it, wondering why life feels smaller than it should. The first step to playing bigger is awareness. You must see the invisible limits you placed on yourself. Acknowledge them and understand that they are not facts. They are perceptions. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary started in exactly the same place, facing what seemed like impossible obstacles. They too felt fear, doubt, and uncertainty. But what separated them from the majority is that they refused to accept the limits others had unconsciously taught them to believe. They challenged their inner dialogue, questioned their assumptions, and refused to let their circumstances define what was possible. Limitation is a mindset, not a reality. Your environment, your past, your upbringing, your failures, they may influence you, but they do not dictate your potential. Every time you tell yourself that you can't, you reinforce a narrative that keeps you small, keeps you safe, keeps you in a place that feels comfortable but never fulfilling. And comfort is the enemy of growth. The moment you confront the idea that your boundaries are self-imposed, you open the door to freedom. You realize that you have choices, that you can push, stretch, and expand beyond what you once thought was possible. You realize that the only thing truly holding you back is a story in your own mind. And that story can be rewritten when you begin to see limitation as optional. The world transforms before your eyes. Every opportunity that once seemed out of reach becomes a possibility. Every challenge becomes a chance to grow, and every fear becomes a signal that you are moving towards something bigger, something greater, something that reflects the true measure of your potential. Every person walking this planet carries within them a reservoir of untapped power, a potential so vast that most of us barely scratch the surface in a lifetime. And yet, so many people live in quiet resignation, believing that their strengths are modest, their talents limited, or that greatness is reserved for someone else. But the truth is, your power isn't something that needs to be discovered. It's something that demands recognition, ownership, and action. To own your power is to step fully into who you are without apology, to embrace your abilities and gifts as tools, not only for your own life, but for the lives of those around you. Most of us are capable of more than we allow ourselves to imagine, but fear, doubt, and the voices of others whisper constantly, convincing us to play small, to remain invisible, to shrink so that the world doesn't notice or challenge us. When you finally accept that your potential is yours to wield, that your capabilities are real and meaningful, the very way you move through life changes. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to demonstrate your strength. You start making decisions that align with your vision rather than with the comfort of what is safe or familiar. There is a profound energy that comes from stepping into your true potential, a confidence that radiates outward and inspires others. And it all begins with acknowledgement. You don't need permission from anyone to own your greatness. You don't need someone else's approval to take up space in the world. Every skill you've honed, every lesson you've learned, every moment of struggle or triumph has prepared you to contribute in a way only you can. Owning your power also means refusing to minimize yourself, refusing to settle for mediocrity, and refusing to allow fear to dictate your choices. It's a commitment to living intentionally, to recognizing that the life you create is directly proportional to the energy, focus, and courage you bring to it. When you claim your potential, you ignite momentum, and momentum builds results. Your life becomes a testament to what happens when someone refuses to hide, when someone refuses to settle, when someone says, I am capable, I am strong, I am enough. The journey of owning your power is not always easy. It requires facing discomfort, taking risks, and embracing uncertainty. But it is the gateway to a life that is fully alive, fully realized, and fully your own action. And fully your own action is the bridge between dreams and reality, the force that separates those who talk about their potential from those who actually live it. Too many people have brilliant ideas, remarkable talents, and clear visions, yet they remain stuck in a state of inaction, waiting for the perfect moment, the perf, PT plan, or the perfect permission that never comes. The truth is that life rewards boldness, decisiveness, and the willingness to move, even when the path isn't fully clear. Taking massive, bold action is not about reckless impulsiveness. It's about aligning your energy, your focus, and your choices with your vision, and then committing to doing whatever it takes to make it real. Every extraordinary achievement begins with a single step taken in courage, followed by another and another until momentum builds, obstacles are dismantled, and results emerge. When you act boldly, you disrupt the inertia that keeps most people small. Fear begins to lose its grip because action creates confidence, and confidence fuels further action. Waiting, hesitation, and overthinking are illusions of safety. They may make you feel cautious, but they will never deliver growth, fulfillment, or the life you're capable of living. Bold action requires embracing discomfort because progress rarely comes from staying inside your comfort zone. It demands persistence, discipline, and a willingness to face setbacks not as failures, but as lessons that guide you toward better strategies and stronger resolve. The people who change the world, who transform industries, who leave legacies, are those who act when others hesitate, who step forward when others retreat, who risk more than others are willing to risk, because they understand that the cost of inaction is far greater than the cost of effort. Every choice you make, every step you take, shapes the trajectory of your life. Action magnifies your potential, converts ideas into tangible outcomes, and builds a momentum that is unstoppable. When you commit to taking massive action, you stop living reactively and start living proactively. The energy that comes from focused, relentless effort creates breakthroughs, opens doors, and reveals opportunities that would remain invisible to someone standing still. Action is contagious, it inspires others, attracts support, and ignites the chain reaction necessary to achieve dreams that once seemed impossible. The moment you decide to stop waiting, stop doubting, and start doing, you send a message to yourself and to the world that you are ready to claim the life you were meant to live. Life is not meant to be lived solely for comfort, safety, or personal gain. True fulfillment comes when you recognize that your actions, your decisions, and your presence have the power to impact not just your own life, but the lives of those around you and the generations yet to come. Playing small limits not only your own growth, but the ripple effect you could create in the world. Every time you choose convenience over courage, fear over faith, or hesitation over action, you shrink the influence you could have. Legacy is not measured by wealth, status, or applause. It is measured by the depth of impact, the inspiration you ignite, and the doors you open for others simply by stepping into your greatness. When you start thinking beyond yourself, your purpose expands, your drive intensifies, and your actions take on meaning that transcends ordinary ambition. Each choice you make becomes part of a larger story, one in which your courage, resilience, and commitment set an example that others can follow. Those who play big understand that the life they live is not just about personal fulfillment. It is about creating a ripple effect that empowers others to rise, to dream, and to act boldly. The energy you put into the world has a magnetic power. It influences mindsets, sparks hope, and ignites movements. By refusing to play small, you model the courage to take risks, the willingness to persevere, and the relentless pursuit of excellence that others often need to see in order to believe it's possible. or themselves. A legacy is born not from playing safe, but from embracing the discomfort of growth, the challenges of leadership, and the responsibility that comes with knowing you have more to give than you have yet expressed. When you understand that your time, talent, and influence are finite, yet immeasurably valuable, you begin to act with intention, urgency, and purpose. You start making decisions that matter, speaking words that inspire, and taking actions that leave a mark. Every life touched, every mind expanded, every heart lifted becomes a testament to the choice you made to stop shrinking, to step forward, and to live beyond yourself. When you align your life with the principle of legacy, fear becomes secondary, hesitation loses its grip, and every step forward resonates far beyond the limits of what you once thought possible.